I know what you're thinking. Where's the FYC dance? Well, we're not live. We're not live, so there's no FYC dance. So that is an incentive. A, for us to do more live shows on FYC, and B, for you to tune in when we do it live and to let everyone know. But enough of that. Welcome to a brand new episode of FYC. Joining me as always, the amazing Perri Nemiroff, and Santa Claus himself has joined the party, otherwise known as Jeff Snyder, theinsnyder.com. We are revisiting our predictions for supporting. Oh man, dude, you are hilarious.
I was not expecting that.
I was not.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Man, see, this is why I wish we were doing it live, because the comments would be off the hook.
Before we started, Jeff said, I'm not going to wear the Santa hat the whole time. I'm like, well, why wouldn't you wear it? It's kind of fun.
Yeah. Oh, well, hey, this is how we roll on FYC. We are revisiting our predictions for Best Supporting Actress, which I'm wondering, Perri, from the last time that we talked about Supporting Actress, when our choices were number 1, Da'Vine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers, number 2, Jodie Foster for Naiad, number 3, Rosamund Pike for Saltburn, number 4, Julianne Moore for May December, number 5 for Oppenheimer. Without spoiling the party, any changes on your end?
Okay. I got a couple. A couple is not the right phrasing. I have more than a couple.
Oh man, wow, this is going to be an interesting conversation. Yeah. What about you, Jeff?
Yeah, I think this category has gotten a little topsy-turvy, so I think we could shake things up today.
Mine didn't change that much. Maybe one change, but we'll see if I stick to that one change after this conversation. So let's get right going with Perri, who's still your number 1 choice.
So even though things are a bit different for me than last time around, this one thing stays the same. And I'm still of the belief that this category is over and done with. My number 1 is the clear frontrunner who has a pretty big lead on the rest of the pack here. It's Da'Vine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers. I love that movie. I love her performance. She's exceptional in it. And I think she is just so far ahead of everybody else that she's running away with this category.
What about you, Jeff? Where is Da'Vine Joy Randolph on your list?
I am inclined to agree with Perri. I do think that she's a clear number 1 and basically has this award in a walk. I mean, Best Actor, Best Actress, those are still kind of up in the air. Even Best Supporting Actor is starting to become a question, but this, I don't see a question whatsoever. She's fantastic.
I'm with the both of you. Da'Vine Joy Randolph is magnificent in The Holdovers. She has been the front runner. She still is the front runner. I not sure if that is going to change between now and March, but you never know. That's the joy of not knowing. But I think this is still pretty much a lock. Regardless, Perri, what about number 2? Has that changed from your last time doing this?
I feel like I had her lower down on my list because I hadn't seen the movie, but now that I've seen it and she's exceptional, and also because I think the movie is getting a lot of love in a number of categories, but I think in particular her name is what I'm hearing the most of. It's Danielle Brooks for The Color Purple. I thought there were a lot of show-stopping performances in that movie, but I think she is rightfully getting the bulk of the attention right now, and I will be so incredibly happy when I hear that she is officially an Oscar nominee.
What about you, Jeff? Danielle Brooks, yay or nay?
I also have her at number 2. I mean, I thought that she was the clear highlight of The Color Purple. And no matter how you feel about, the musical numbers, she brings the real drama in between those musical numbers. I thought she was very deserving this year, but not quite enough to knock off Miss Randolph from the top.
Agree. I'm with both of you for my number 2 as well. Danielle Brooks, she was definitely, Perri, exactly what you said. All the talk around who's definitely getting in has come down to Danielle Brooks, even though I think the movie will get nominated for Best Picture. And Fantasia maybe for Best Actress. I think Danielle Brooks is kind of a lock for a nomination now. Not just a lock for a nomination, but a really up there. But to your point, Jeff, I just don't think that she's going to knock off Da'Vine Joy Randolph for the win. But again, you never know. All right, Perri, who's next?
So my number 3 was on my list. I think she was on my list last time. I might have been stubborn about this because we haven't revisited this category in a while. And
Right.
since I've watched Oppenheimer many times, probably too many times. My number 3 right now is Emily Blunt. And I will say, one of the things in particular that gets stronger with every rewatch of Oppenheimer is the quality of her performance and the value of Kitty's experience in Oppenheimer's arc. I feel like she feels like a fully realized living, breathing person, but also does what a supporting character needs to, especially when that story is told from his perspective for the most part, and it's support his narrative, nudge him forward in interesting directions. And I think she does it all. I think her nomination is also a guarantee. I think we get to the grayer area after we get beyond Emily Blunt.
I have, Jeff, what about you? Where do you have Emily Blunt? Is she on your list?
I do have her on the list, mainly on the strength of Barbenheimer. I have her at 5, though. I don't think that she's like a lock. I think she's kind of on the bubble, but right now I will give her the edge over her Barbenheimer counterpart.
I also have her at number 5. Again, also on the bubble. That could flip with who you mentioned, Jeff, or who you alluded to. I love the film, and I think that based on the strength of how many nominations Oppenheimer is going to get, I think Emily Blunt gets in based on that, but also because of her performance. But I have her at number 5, but she's still on the list.
We have very different lists now.
Well, we still have 3 of the same people. We're just the rankings have a little changed.
Yeah, I don't, just based on what the two of you are teasing, I'm thinking there might be some differences.
Okay, well then who's your number 4, Perri?
My number 4 is I'm sticking with Jodie Foster. I feel like that character is just like too impossibly likable. It's also obviously a great performance, but I don't know who walks away from that movie not wishing they had someone like Bonnie in their lives. And I don't think that movie is going to get a whole lot of love elsewhere, except, as we've discussed, maybe Annette Bening getting in. But I do think that the two of them and their overall value to this industry is enough to power Naiad through in a couple of categories, maybe.
Jeff, Jodie Foster, is she on your list? Yes or no?
The Foster Sons TM trademark that is upon us. Okay. Between this movie and True Detective coming out next month, I do think that Jodie Foster is going to get in. She's just that good in the movie. It is, to me, an undeniable supporting turn. So I have her at number 3.
Okay, I have Jodie Foster at number 4. I wish that Annette Bening was as much of a lock for lead as Jodie Foster is for supporting. Jeff, I know you really like Naiad as much as I did, but I just feel like it's getting lost, or it's not getting nearly as much love and attention as certainly I think you and I would be hoping for.
Can we all just agree, though, that all this love and attention and getting lost and all this stuff has literally nothing to do with the Academy? It is 100% a media bubble.
I agree. I totally agree.
But the media bubble affects the people in the Academy and how they might vote.
That's what we'd like to think.
Oh, I know. Not that I want to sit here and give our sector of the industry maybe more credit than it deserves, but I do think the noise that we create might inspire someone to bump a screener up in their pile.
I agree with that.
Sure.
I don't think there's an absolute to, let's say, the Critics' Choice or the Golden Globes or, whoever else, the National Board of Review, who the hell are they? I don't think that there's an absolute that those groups will unquestionably inspire Academy voters to put these nominees on their list. But I do think there's something to say that maybe some of them will be influenced by the exposure to do what Perri said, to move their screener screenings, or screener copies up or attend screenings based on the noise that a movie is getting. So I do think that in terms of just the exposure, and I've always said this about the Globes, especially with TV stuff, if something wins at the Globes, people were going to watch it and be like, "Oh my God, that's actually really good." And I think that does happen with the Golden Globes and Critics' Choice at the Oscars.
Can I add one more comment to that particular topic? I do think that there potentially could be the mentality, for some at least, where when they vote, and again, I want to preface this by saying what the award season should be about is quality of film and performance. It's not entirely the reality. I do think when certain organizations isolate a select few as the prime contenders, future organizations might think, why would I waste my vote in something that is so out of the realm of possibility? So I will stay within the confines of what the precursors have already outlined as the major contenders. I do think that's a mentality that influences some.
Jeff?
I think that there are voters out there who may watch this show who say, "Oh, when they're filling out their ballots, what did Perri think, or what did Scott think of this, or maybe it's what did Clayton think, or Scott Feinberg think of that."
Yeah,
I don't think that they're sitting there going. Someone in LA is filling out a ballot, going, "Well, what did the London film critics say, or what did the Seattle regional, the North Texas Film Critics Association say, or the New Yorker Film Critics?" So it doesn't matter. I just don't think that these groups. I think that we're giving them way too much credit for setting the table, and I think it's a bubble that we're basically.
I think there is a middle ground between Jeff, what you're saying, and Perri, what you're saying. I don't think it's
That's
all
fair.
or nothing. It's not
It
absolute.
may very well be a middle ground, Scott, but it's like that. The other side of it is not even acknowledging that there's an opposite end of the spectrum that I'm bringing up.
I agree. I mean, look, there's no way Timothée Chalamet is getting Oscar nominated for Wonka. Not happening. Okay, Perri.
Wait, did someone suggest that?
Well, I mean, because he got nominated for a freaking Golden Globe, which still to me is also
that's because of
but...
the sheer number of slots and the split between drama and comedy.
And
we can move on.
And because they want Timothée Chalamet to show up at the Golden Globes. Anyway, Perri, what about your number 5?
All right. So here's where I take a little bit of a turn. I am going number 5, America Ferrera for Barbie. I think the Warner Brothers Awards team is playing the game right. And again, not to say she's not deserving. I do think she gives an excellent performance in Barbie. I think it's very competitive, at least in my mind, for my personal last slot on this list. And I just see her navigating the season in a stronger way compared to, I guess I would say, the other 2 people that I think are real contenders for this spot. So right now I am giving the edge to America Ferrera.
Jeff?
I'm not going to tell you what I think. I'm going to tell you what I don't think, and that is I don't think we have enough hot dogs. I think Julianne Moore is my number 4. America Ferrera. I see what you're saying in that, like, okay, so we're putting the Oppenheimer and the Barbie supporting performances on because those are the 2 movies that everybody in the Academy's seen. But, like, are you kidding me? You tell me we got out of Barbie and was like, that America Ferrera, Oscar nomination written all over it. Like,
Jeff, I think she's very good. These are my predictions. These are my predictions. It does not reflect who I would actually vote for.
You're not. I mean, I don't think you're crazy to suggest to bring it up. She could get in. She is in the conversation. I did allude to her being like, very high on my honorable mentions, but I'm just like, are we seriously going to give it to America Ferrera for a monologue in Barbie over like Julianne Moore, Penelope Cruz? Like, really?
Hey, I'd be voting for Rosamund Pike right now. So
I know what the 2 of you are up to.
Hang on. Funny you should say that, Perri, because Perri,
Rosamund Pike have her.
I still have her.
Man, like clearly I don't agree anymore, but I'm happy. I'm happy you're saying that and you're standing by it.
I'm digging my heel. Just hang on. Let me just say 2 things. First of all, I'm digging my heels in on Rosamund Pike because since I've now watched Saltburn 3 times, and by the way, I have also watched Oppenheimer 3 times. I know people are thinking like, how the hell do you have time to watch all these movies so many times? Well, because I want to make an informed decision on stuff like FYC, and also because I like those movies a lot. So I just think, and this is probably my heart speaking more than just like what Perri said, my predictions should be based on who I think is going to get nominated, not who I want to get nominated. But yes, I do want Rosamund Pike to get nominated, because another look at that film, and I'm going like, this is the best thing she has ever done, certainly since she was Oscar nominated for Gone Girl. But in the last few years, she has just done exceptional work, one film after another. Radioactive, A Private War, which is an incredible movie, and I Care a Lot, which was a TIFF movie that premiered during the pandemic, but a lot of people did catch it on Netflix.
What does this have to do with Saltburn?
Just hang on. But because I think that her performance in Saltburn tops all these other roles, except maybe Gone Girl. So I just think that people are going to watch. People are watching Saltburn, and they are acknowledging Rosamund Pike, because Jeff, I know how you feel, but she did get nominated for a Golden Globe for I Care for this movie, and she won a few years ago for I Care a Lot for lead actress in a comedy. So my heart and my head say Rosamund Pike, but Perri, America Ferrera, I mean, again, this is kind of like the Emily Blunt thing, where she's part of a big, big thing. And yes, she had a great monologue, but she is beloved, and she is getting a lot of attention for this movie. And just like I think that, let's say if Oppenheimer didn't make almost $1 billion worldwide, would I be more behind Emily Blunt? I don't think so. And Barbie made $1.5 billion worldwide, and it was a phenomenon. And I think that will weigh heavily in on what I think is going to get nominated, and that could potentially be America Ferrera. But I still have Rosamund Pike on my list, because I think that performance was just off the fucking hook. It's an amazing performance.
I do love the performance. Can I say one thing about Julianne Moore, though? Because,
Yeah.
I mean, it's another performance where I wouldn't mind seeing her get in as well. And I do think she has a very good chance. What I see happening with May December is its chances in almost all categories dipping in favor of this being Charles Melton's moment. And I'm here for that. I like that. I want to see him get recognized. I'm just a little surprised in, a Todd Haynes directed movie that stars Julianne Moore and Natalie Portman. It does feel like they're losing steam a little bit.
All right, listen, this is a game of strategery and alliances.
Okay.
What we have
Okay,
going on
Jeff.
here right now. And so I'm going to take out Julianne Moore. And now
Okay.
I'm the deciding vote.
You are the deciding vote.
Oh,
And in order to make my point felt,
Yeah.
I am going to go with Miss Nemiroff and give the spot to America Ferrera over Rosamund Pike.
Okay. Can you elaborate on that a little bit more?
I just think America Ferrera is more likely to get a nomination than Rosamund Pike. I think Saltburn is a divisive movie. It comes to Prime Video tomorrow, so I'm gonna watch it again with other people, because I saw it alone. I didn't have anyone to turn to and be like, "Oh, what'd you think of that after?" So I haven't had one of those deep dive conversations with somebody after it, but I don't see it as an Academy movie, and I'm going to trust my first instinct upon that initial viewing.
People are saying, okay, not people. Jeff, you're saying that Saltburn is a divisive movie. It's not an Academy movie. It's a little too out there, wild. But yet, Poor Things is an Academy movie and not divisive. Both of those movies are a little weird.
Both are. I'm definitely saying both are.
Well,
but I do think Poor
people...
Things is more Academy friendly, and it's more of an artistic movie and more original.
Okay. First of all, Jeff, you need to move a little bit closer to the center of your screen. That's just me directing you. There you go. Also, so here's the deal. So Perri picks America Ferrera. Jeff changes his choice from Julianne Moore to America Ferrera. Okay. So first of all, regarding December, if I felt like more people were talking about May December, and they should, because I think it's a great film.
Everyone, I feel like, is talking about that movie.
May December? But are they
It's
talking about Julian
yes.
Moore, or are they talking
No.
about Charles Melton or Natalie Portman?
I'll grant you that. I'll grant you that.
Okay, all right. So I mean, look, I think Rosamund Pike is amazing. I think the people who've seen that film, seen Saltburn, think that she's fantastic. It is what I like to call a delicious performance because she just really just like knocks it out of the park and then commits. And again,
I
this is
think
a bold
Rosamund Pike's
statement.
done a number on you, Scott Mance, at these Q&As. And I get it. My girlriend looks like Rosamund Pike, so I
Oh, she
understand.
does.
She does. That's her
Hey,
celebrity doppelganger. But
all right,
I think
all right.
you're
Even
drinking.
before I did one conversation with Rosamund Pike, I was still putting her on my list. And having said that, I kind of agree with where this is who's going to get nominated argument goes to America Ferrera. I get it. So I get it. And that's it. So there's the 5. There's our 5. Okay. Da'Vine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers. Danielle Brooks for The Color Purple. Jodie Foster for Nyad. Emily Blunt for Oppenheimer. And America Ferrera for Barbie. But what about
Yeah, we've got some
Viola
honorable mentions.
Davis for Air? What about Penelope Cruz for Ferrari? What about let's see here, Rachel? No, not Rachel McAdams. Sandra Huller.
There's a lot of people out there who are on the "Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret" train. And not that I didn't like that movie. I did enjoy that movie quite a bit. My personal opinion, I don't think it's like that next level kind of film. I'm a little surprised to see how many lists it's popping up on. Also, because I don't think enough people have seen it in general.
Yeah, I thought that was a good movie, and that McAdams was good in it, but she's number 4 on Variety's prediction list. I'm like,
4.
This seems crazy to me. This seems
like
insane.
4 in the predicted nominees.
Yes, number she's getting in.
Well, she's. I mean, I would love to see her.
I disagree.
I think Are You There, God? Are You There, God? Is one of the best movies of the year. It's one of the best coming of age movies I've seen in a long, long, long time. And I think really the way that movie brings Judy Blume's seminal, beloved classic that basically defines Judy Blume to the big screen. I think it's an amazing film. I don't think enough people saw it when it came out in May, but regardless, that could happen. She could get nominated for supporting actress. I would love to see that happen. But again, I can't dig my heels in too much and not acknowledge that America Ferrera is riding a wave and she's getting a ton of attention. She was also great in Dumb Money, which is a movie that not enough people were talking about because that movie was great. So there you got it. There's our 5. Any other closing comments, Jeff or Perri?
I think we have a lot left to discuss, actually. I mean, I think there's still a Sandra Hüller, conversation with Zone of Interest, even though that movie's not my cup of tea, and I don't think she stands out in it at all. I think there's still a conversation to be had whether Paramount and Apple will shift their strategy and whether Lily Gladstone will somehow wind up back in this category. She's still number 11 on Variety's prediction list.
I hope they don't. They've put too much into the other campaign at this point. I feel like that would hurt. And she has such good chance. We were talking about her as a lock in Best Actress.
I think she's going to win.
Now I think that'd be wild. That'd be a terrible decision if they started to shift the thinking at this point.
There's no way that's happening. There's no way that after all this, that Apple and mostly it's Apple that's handling the awards on Killers of the Flower Moon. There's no way they would do an about face and put Lily Gladstone in supporting when, I mean, in most other cases, including our case, Lily Gladstone is a front runner to potentially win lead actress. Moving her to supporting.
I'm just saying she's still on Variety's prediction list at 11.
Well, what about the reporter? The reporter, she's still in the front runners section.
And I do want to mention the Women of American Fiction, because American Fiction to me really is like a great movie. We're using the word great a little loosely. American Fiction is fantastic, and Erica Alexander and Leslie Uggams are both good, but Erica Alexander in particular. So
she's something else in that role. Talk about someone who, like, again, it kind of goes back to how I was describing Emily Blunt's performance. Takes a limited amount of screen time, makes someone feel like a full living, breathing person with their own agency,
yes,
and then also well influences the main character's arc and sparks change in them. She just does everything perfectly in that movie.
yep. No big moments, no big speeches. Really, it's just playing a human being with
Oh, that kitchen,
recognizable feelings.
that dinner scene. That
Yeah, it was
dinner
great.
scene is good.
All right. Well, there you go. Thank you so much for watching this edition of FYC. Make sure you subscribe to Perri Nemiroff's YouTube channel. Just scroll down a little bit, hit subscribe, and you'll be all set. Make sure you subscribe to Jeff Snyder's brand new newsletter, theinsnyder.com. Essential reading. And make sure you watch Jeff Snyder and Johnny Roca on the Hot Mic, where they are breaking scoops and news left and right. Make sure you have a Merry Beatles Christmas. Merry Christmas from 3 Jewish people. So Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you for your support. Make sure you share FYC on all of your social media channels so more people can discover FYC. And the next time we'll be talking, I think we'll be in the new year. We might have one more to go before the new year, right? One more. Okay, one more. We're going to cover supporting actor. And then we're in 2024, inching our way closer to the Academy Awards on March 10th. So with that, have a very
and the Emmys, man. The Emmys still exist.
Emmys, my God, Emmys. That's right. Well, we are definitely in high gear here on FYC. Thank you so much for your support as always. Thank you for sharing us and for the comments and for the love on social media. Until next time, when we revisit supporting actor, FY, see you later and Merry Christmas.